So today I'm out in the Corvette and I decided that I'm going to make a video on some of the interior modifications I've done to the car. So when I purchased this vehicle, the new C7 Z06 was not available. Okay, so this was like the king of the hill Corvette available at the time. This is the fastest thing Chevy was making. So I've owned this vehicle for 4 years now and I'm extremely happy with it. On the exterior I haven't done too much modifications. I have changed out the factory lug nuts with full stainless steel lug nuts that are CNC machined, and I also did the Eagle Eye taillights with sequential turn module. I also put a light tint on the taillights because the Eagle Eye taillights are very flamboyantly red, so I didn't like that really bright red look of the lens, so I had to actually tint it to make it back to the factory look. And that's pretty much as far as it goes for exterior mods. I did make a separate video on that, so if you want to check that out, go right ahead. So I also will be making an exterior lighting upgrade video, which basically I'm going to be changing out the reverse lights to LED, and also I will be changing out the front turn signals, and I have to change out my fog lights, the actual bulb. I don't like the way they look right now. They're HID, and they're a little too blue for my liking. I just want a brilliant white light color. So in that video, I'm going to show you guys a couple different bulbs I'll be trying out for the front turn signals, and also be trying out 2 different bulbs for the fog lights. And I'll see how that pans out and how I like it. Alright, so once I finish up these errands and I get back to the house, I'll go over the interior of the car and kind of my reasoning why I changed out some of the pieces and I modified the interior of the car the way I did, and what I thought was missing from the car from the factory, basically. And if that's something you're interested in, stay tuned. Alright guys, so welcome back. So now I'm going to go over the Corvette and all the interior mods and details that I've done over the years. If you don't know already, this is a 2012 Corvette ZR1, 6.2 liter supercharged engine. It has a 2.3 liter Roots style supercharger, and that puts out 638 horsepower and 604 pound-feet of torque from the factory. So pretty much that equates to 550 horsepower or so at the wheels. So the outside of the vehicle pretty much is stock. I've only done 2 things to it really, actually. And it's pretty much removing the original lug nuts on the wheels and replacing them with solid stainless steel CNC machined lug nuts that have a really nice triple groove on the end of them. I went with these because just for corrosion resistance, and the old lug nuts, the original lug nuts I should say, are stainless steel, you know, liner over steel, so the actual steel part where the conical seat is would rust out, you know, get some corrosion on it, but then it was jacketed with stainless steel. So I just didn't like the look of that, because after taking the wheels on and off several times, that stainless steel jacket gets all chewed up, and I just don't like the look of it. So I went ahead and changed out the lug nuts on the whole vehicle with solid stainless steel. That way they have a really nice look to them, and I don't have to worry about any kind of corrosion, and it's all one piece. This car does have Brembo carbon ceramic brakes, front and rear. That's factory equipment. All the carbon fiber you see is factory equipment. That came with the car originally. And the other modification on the exterior is the Eagle Eye tail lights with the sequential turn signal module, which has a sweeping motion to the lights as you use your blinkers or if you hit the brake lights. What I did was actually put some light smoke tint on these, because the color of the Eagle Eye tail lights are very flamboyant. They're very bright red. There's like, in here there's a chrome reflector. So that chrome reflector with the really extremely red lens that the Eagle Eye taillights are made from, it just was a little too flamboyant, and I put some light smoke vinyl tint on it made specifically for tail lights, just to tone that down a little bit. That way it basically matches the factory red lens on the car. Alright, so let me get to the point of the video, which is showing you guys the interior of this car and the interior mods I made. 2012 was when they started to make upgrades to the interior and added nice things like Bluetooth and upgraded seats. So at first glance, the first thing you're going to see is that the steering wheel is not your standard 2012 steering wheel. I went ahead and upgraded the steering wheel with a carbon fiber flat bottom steering wheel. It also has Alcantara on either side. So at one point I did have the factory suede wheel, which is suede all the way around the steering wheel. And it had a weird, soft, plush feel to it. And after driving for like more than 10 minutes, quite honestly, I could not take the feeling on my hands. My hands started feeling numb. I don't know, it just drove me crazy. But anyways, I did not like the factory suede wheel. I added this carbon fiber steering wheel, red stitching, red racing stripe down the center, and it retains the 2012 spoke design. So GM redesigned, like I said, 2012, some of the aspects of the C6, and this is one of them. They did redesign this chrome bezel here that goes around the spoke of the steering wheel, which really gives it a nice look. So one of the first things I did when I bought this car was to remove the factory shifter, and I replaced it with an MGW shifter. Now what you don't see is the rest of the shift block that's in the car. I replaced the whole factory unit, and the problem is with the factory unit is that it has a rubber bushing, and the rubber bushing breaks down over time and gets somewhat loose. This MGW shifter does not do that. It's actually a very firm ball and socket made out of Delrin or a hard nylon material, but it's a very hard plastic material. It's like self-lubricating, and it feels very good. It feels like similar to like a bolt-action rifle. There's no slop in it whatsoever, so you really get a shift with authority, and it gives you a great feel in this car when you're shifting. I added a WC Latheworks shift knob on this. That's an all stainless steel shift knob, and I think it just gives it a really nice look. So the 3ZR package really gives you a much more luxurious interior to the ZR1. So in 2012, they improved the seats, and if you noticed, previous ZR1s did not have this like upper bolster here, and they just redesigned the upper part of the seat to be much better. The bottom of the seat could use some improvement, but honestly, it's not too bad. It doesn't bother me that much. I know some people make fun of Corvette seats and say they're uncomfortable, but for this 2012 model, I'm pretty happy with the level of comfort. Alright, so I'll give you guys a close-up of the steering wheel. Kind of a head-on shot here. So another modification I did to the car was to wrap the center console in this high-quality carbon fiber wrap. Now this is 3M Scotch print. This is extremely high-quality wrap material. And pretty much, it looks factory. It looks better than factory, to be quite honest, because I could not stand the tacky look of the hydro-dipped carbon fiber that was on this center console. So what I did was, over a winter, I took all these components apart, took this out, and actually separated it from the leather piece here, because this is a two-piece console. I took this apart, took all these different pieces off, the chrome bezels, the switches, the knobs, and I fully wrapped 3M Scotch print all the way to the inside of the actual panel itself. So there's no way of this thing coming off. Okay, there's no way of it peeling. It's like fully secured. Once you then put this back together, I'll show you really up close here. So this is a two-piece. So basically, this is wrapped all the way around this front piece, and then this back piece is screwed back on, and it's sandwiched in between these two pieces. So that right there is going to make a secure bond, and it's just not going to come off. I did all the way to the inside here. I mean, I took all this stuff out and then reinserted everything, so it's a total professional install. So like I said, I did it over a winter. I took my time with it. I also went ahead and wrapped these gauge clusters, or pods. So same thing on this side. I also wrapped the door panels, and pretty much this is a factory leather, nothing else there. So I also wrapped this vent, and same thing on the other door. I took care of that small panel where the unlock and lock switch is. So I'm really happy with the results of this carbon fiber wrap. Like I said, I would not use any other stuff besides the 3M Scotch print. I find that to be extremely high quality, and it just looks really, really good. It almost looks like real carbon fiber at first glance. So between the carbon fiber steering wheel, the shift knob, and the carbon fiber wrap on select pieces on the interior here, it really, really dresses up the interior and puts it over the edge when it comes to any other C6 out there. So I also did wrap these side panels on the seat with the same 3M Scotch print carbon fiber wrap. So GM in this car gave you like a vinyl material with color matching stitching on this. It wasn't gray, like light gray like you see it here. It's just like a dark gray stitching on these pieces here. And then this console here actually used to be the same color as this dash, okay, which is a gray. Okay, I just did not like the color of that. I wanted the whole thing to be blacked out. Okay, so I found a leather console that has the same exact stitching as the rest of the car. Oh, excuse me, there's a bug that just flew in here. So I bought replacement parts that are actual real leather. So this is real leather, this boot is real leather, and the handle is real leather, and it has matching stitching that's the same as what you have on the factory dash. So if you watch a lot of reviews on ZR1s and C6 Corvettes, they just rag on the interior of a C6. Quite honestly, I don't have that same kind of feeling about the ZR1 interior, especially after I made these improvements to my own car. And I think it just really has nice classy touches here and there, and it's not too flamboyant. Everything is like stealth, everything's blacked out. You have stitching, like I said here that it matches the factory. On the steering wheel, you know, I have red stitching, okay, That's kind of to contrast what's going on. But what it does is actually match the red needles on the dash, on the actual speedometer and gauge cluster. So that being red actually was okay, because at first I thought this was going to be a problem because I could not get this wheel with gray stitching, okay, because the place I bought it from, they had this wheel already made, okay. It wasn't like I was going to order it like some places do, and they'll custom make the wheel, and it's going to take like 4 or 5 months. So pretty much it took me a year to find this steering wheel. They're very expensive, okay. This is something that you could probably spend the money on a new set of tires, honestly. So I know it's not needed, but it definitely dresses up the interior of this car, like, drastically, okay, because I'm going to show you the original steering wheel in just a second. It's not too bad, but I think this steering wheel, being that it's, you know, the carbon fiber with a nice Alcantara feel, and it's molded just like a Ferrari wheel. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so it has like these grooves for your fingers and your hand to fall in. It has these raised edges, okay, so your hand just falls there naturally and just feels really comfortable. It has these like palm swells here. So I'll just give you a different perspective here of what the dash looks like. There is the e-brake with the leather boot and the leather handle. Matching shift boot and matching center console lid. So the main reason why I changed out this center console cover is because it was just too distracting. Like I said, it was the same color as this right here. So it was that like kind of light gray look. And just something about it just drove me nuts, because as I'm looking down the dash, all once you hit like a large patch of gray, and it just didn't match the car really. Even though it came from the factory that way, it just did not seem right to my eyes. So that's the reason why I just kind of went with everything kind of blacked out and everything the same color there, and everything just with matching stitching. That way it just kind of, it just flows better to the back of the vehicle. And then that way it enhances the gray inserts on the seat instead, okay? Because at first that was drawing your eye to the center of the vehicle for some reason because of its light colored nature, and instead of dragging your eye to like more important aspects like the shift knob, the beautiful steering wheel, or even the nice seats. So now I'm going to show you guys the old steering wheel. I have it right here in the trunk just for the sake of the video. Alright, so here's the factory steering wheel that came with this car. It's a leather wrapped steering wheel, stitched. So this right here was the same kind of treatment that was on the original shift boot and e-brake boot and handle. So you have this like stitched dark gray color, and then pretty much at first I wrapped it with the 3M Scotch print. As you can see here, it's still there. I popped these pieces out and I painstakingly wrapped them, okay? They're wrapped all the way to the back side, so they're done right, and they look good still. So this is the 2012 wheel, like I said. So you have the chrome trim all the way around these spokes. So this steering wheel right here is not bad at all. It actually is pretty damn comfortable. It has the palm swells, and the leather feels nice. It's not as thick as the one I have in there now. So if you have big hands, it's not the greatest steering wheel. But there's nothing wrong with this wheel. I was pretty happy with it up until the point where I found the one I have now, and I was like, I gotta have that one. That's definitely the one. So that's the original wheel. Still in great shape. Still a great looking wheel. You know, definitely an upgrade for anybody looking to upgrade their C6 is go with a 2012 or 2013 steering wheel from a Corvette. It's definitely the way to go. Well guys, that's it for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions or comments, please place them down below. And if you liked the video, please hit that like button, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.